You won't find Midtfrost on any map. It's a forgotten village nestled deep in the mountains of northern Norway, beyond the frozen lakes and past the abandoned trails, where the forests lean in too close and the wind sounds like voices you're not meant to hear. But for Alex, a city photographer chasing rare landscapes for his next photo book, that isolation was gold. Authentic, he called it, untouched. He arrived in late October, when daylight faded before 3 p.m., and the cold bit through his gloves. The air was thick and sharp, like breathing in smoke that had frozen in place. Fog crept along the ground like something alive, sliding through cracks and climbing window panes with greedy fingers. In the village square, if you could call it that, stone houses with turf-covered roofs surrounded a dried-up well. The villagers watched him arrive in silence. Old faces, blank eyes, thick wool coats. He smiled and waved. No one waved back. The only person who spoke was an old woman named Inger, who offered him a room in her cottage. "Not many visit this time of year," she said, handing him a cup of bitter tea so dark it looked like ink. "Because of the snow?" he asked. "No," she said softly, "because of what it brings." That night, Alex heard the bell, a single heavy toll, then silence. He looked out the window and saw the villagers snuffing out every light. Candles, lanterns, even the faintest glow from within their homes. Within minutes, the entire village fell into absolute blackness, except for one house. Across the square, a single flickering light remained. By morning, the house was empty. The door stood open. Inside, ash scattered like someone had stirred a fireplace across the floor. Alex mentioned it to Inger. "That house," she said, "it's gone. I saw it last night. It never existed." The next night, the bell rang again. Alex followed the sound to the church tower at the edge of the village. The iron door was sealed shut with rusted chains, but the bell kept ringing. He laughed it off superstition, fear of the dark, maybe a broken clock mechanism. When he returned to the cottage, Inger was waiting by the window with a candle. "You must blow that out," she warned. "Why?" "Because he sees the light." He played along, blew it out, but he rolled his eyes behind her back. On the third night, he left it burning. At 3:17 a.m., the flame began to tremble. The wind outside stopped completely. Then came the slow footsteps, dragging, wet, across the porch. 3 knocks, measured, hollow, heavy. Alex held his breath, crept to the peephole. Nothing. But as he turned from the door, the candle went out on its own. The air dropped 10 degrees in seconds. His breath hung thick in front of him, and on the window pane, a face, too tall to belong to anyone standing on the ground. The next day, the village was dead quiet. Every door boarded shut. No footsteps in the snow. No voices. The church door now stood open. Inside, stone carvings in the floor circles broken with age. Symbols crusted with old blood. At the altar, a wooden plaque read, "Lyset eret rop." Light is a call. Alex considered leaving, but the path he came in on was now buried in unnatural fog. His GPS had no signal. No roads showed on the screen. That night, he kept every light in the cottage on. At 3:17, they all failed at once. The darkness that poured into the room felt alive, heavy. From outside came whispers. Not wind, words, older than the trees, older than language. Above, something scraped across the roof. Claws, bone, weight. The doorknob turned slowly. He ran, through snow, through trees, lungs burning in the frost. Above him, the moon glowed deep red, like an open wound. In the village square, the people stood in a circle, still, expressionless. Candles bound to their foreheads with strips of leather. In the center, where the well once was, a dark crack split the earth. Something was emerging, slowly, wet, antlers like twisted branches. Too many arms, each ending in a different human hand. Some small, some withered, some fresh. Its skin shimmered like moss, but moved like it was made of people. It turned to Alex, and every candle died at once. The dark swallowed everything. He woke up half buried in the forest snow. Days had passed, or weeks. Hunters found him, Strangers who didn't know the name Midtfrost. There's no village out that way, they said. Just mountains. But carved into Alex's back deep, like scars burned into